All
For the
right, here's your fucking heads up, Draco. You good now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, cool. So yeah, we
Uh,
back at it again. The 1v1 strength tier list. Just me and Draco. And basically, he can just critique it if he wants. We're gonna just go off the cuff, talk about random characters.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Take a second to just observe it, I guess, and whatever you see, whatever you want to talk about.
Hmm. Right off the bat, tier one. Okay with like, of course, Conmay. I don't know. Conmay might be get passed soon, but Conmay is a beast, so I'll
Wait, by
keep him
who?
there. But maybe Mano or Shibasho or freaking Shin soon enough, right? Not really, but it really depends how Shin progresses because we see how what happened. I mean, the chapter come out, yeah. Okay, I'm not saying that, but I mean, he did kind of even the chapter that did come out, he did kind of struggle with Budokai, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, I,
let me just address those. So, Manu, I mean, we just talked about this right before we started the recording. You didn't really read the full fight,
hey,
so
relax. Don't
hey,
don't
I mean,
don't.
I have to expose you eventually. But yeah, there's something about the fight where it's like Mobu. He never went into because you know when he fought Kaime and he like flexed his muscles and it was kind of like Zoro with the gorilla arms.
Yeah, Uniguri. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like shit like that where it's like he does that and then he has like the vein, like his eyes full of veins where it shows he's like super triggered, so he's going all out, at least the all out quote unquote before he gets pushed to going even further. And he never
Mhm.
did that against Manu, and Manu was like super triggered at like the power Mobu displayed. So I put him in the first tier right behind Kaime initially because I was like they're gonna fight again. So the way Hara does things, I'll probably just give him benefit of the doubt, but. Yeah, thinking about the fight, it doesn't really make sense to do that with him not really, well, Mobu not really taking him as seriously as he took Hanmei. I mean, I guess I don't even know if I should say it's impossible or not, but
The
it's
thing
very,
is,
very unlikely.
I didn't read it like you said, but I kind of could see it. Next time they fight, Mob on that level up shit, and then he is like, especially if we end up being like him versus maybe Shohyukun or something like that. It's gonna be these guys gonna be his like his warm up. You see that? Right. Where he just
Nah,
like kind
because
of
if he fights Shoheikun, then
not
that
Shohyukun, but like whatever he has with him, like doesn't matter. Could be another. Chu is huge, so it's gonna have been part of Chu. You
yeah, I
gotta be
was
a
gonna
strong
say
guy
if he
there.
fights Shoheikun, there's no way it's gonna be like the strongest man in China duel or anything, if that
Hmm.
fight even happens. And if it's someone else in Chu, I mean, it's either Manu or no one, because Kanmei he already had the hype of being the strongest in Chu. He was like the symbol of Chu's might. So Manu's like the only exception where you could be like, all right, he's not even really a Chu guy. He's just he makes sense for him to fly under the radar. But for it to
Yeah,
be like Cohen, it's like, oh, now Cohen was stronger than Kanmei. Oh, this other guy was stronger than Kanmei. It's just a cheap way of
it could be Kokyo, but like I think that's gonna be a Shin fight.
yeah, it's
But
gonna be a
yeah,
shin fight, and then that's gonna be end of series.
yeah. But there's a long time from now where it's like there could be another guy introduced that's like growing. Well, it'd be weird not to show him. Like it could be part of the 300K army that Karin has hidden because she doesn't really have a strong guy in her army yet, right?
I
Besides
mean,
Kokyo, I guess.
what are the chances of a strategist getting like a mobile tier dude? Like that just doesn't happen.
You never know, man. What was the chance of that little small state JUCO having a manual level dude?
I mean, that's fine because it's not like well, it's like four great generals on their own. It's not like one great general has a Manu guy and then he has someone that's like Shoheiken tier below him. Like that just like fucks up the balance. Like if people like Mobile and Kanmei are 60G level just off their strength, then there's no
Yeah, I'm
way.
I'm just spitballing. It doesn't really like. Yeah, you are probably right on that. So like that's not that big an issue for me. It's just that you have Bayu Mobile stronger than Oki. Like, explain that.
I mean, his stats were always 99, so it was just like he increased in weight. So I always kind of saw it the same because he did have the like that crazy offensive charge, which even Oki hyped up to where he's like, this charge is like not gonna send shivers to all strategists, but it's something that like all strategists have to take seriously, which Oki
Hmm.
has never gotten that hype. Okotsu was hyped up to have like stronger brute strength than Oki, and he never got that hype. This was like a new thing to them. So I mean, I always saw it as Mobu was martially more gifted than Oki. Like, however you
Hmm.
want to make the difference, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. And it's just, do you think Oki's weight, because he definitely had more weight at that point, does that make up the difference? And I don't know. Could go either way.
It's interesting because the weight difference they kind of highlighted it too much for me to not make it seem that it was just something that's gonna
But it
hinder
was
him
only
versus.
highlighted because he went up against Conway, someone that had Oki's weight and was like on another level than Oki Marshally.
Mhm.
So for that situation, yeah, it should be highlighted because he's up against someone that's like almost the pinnacle on both martial might and weight.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that. I just for me just the way that at least I don't know like compare him like the way you are doing it right now, but like the way I was reading it, I always had it like Oki stronger than that Mobile just because like you said, even though he's more naturally gifted, the weight that Oki has kind of is the thing that separates like the regular generals from the great generals, and even shows up within his his uh his fighting, and that's even being used to this day with Shin. So I feel like that's something a contrast that Oda, no Oda, I keep saying that Hara was really trying to pinpoint toward us, and like Oki is already really strong within himself. So like the fact that 1 second, hold up, oh my god,
You about to throw up or something? I
I
don't know
I, I,
what that
fe-
was.
I felt like I was, but I'm good, I'm good. But yeah, yeah, that I don't know if that made sense to you, but like I thought that that's why in my head I've always had Oki stronger than that Mobile, even though Mobile had I can't even,
It does,
yeah,
but something I also will mention is that Hoken has no weight and Oki struggled with him like up until the very end. Like when he showed like his like on death's door weight, quote unquote, like that's when he kind of showed like power on another level than Hoken. But for the entire fight, he was like on his level pretty much. And also something else to keep in mind is
that is
that
true.
Mobu isn't like the regular type of nigga when it comes to weight. Like he's the only person in the series where he has one of the best weight feats, if not the best weight feat, probably only equaled out by his other one when Moten got fucked up, just because he wanted to prove he's the strongest that badly. Like most people, they they have to have like some like deep like sense of honor and like dignity, like what they owe to the state, like that type of shit, like fallen comrades. While Mobu, it's like highlighted that he's just like that nigga to a crazy degree where like him wanting to be the best, like that would never be enough to have other people's weight be like to that's like such a big extent. But for Mobu, it works out for him because he's just that guy apparently. So I'm not gonna say like it's equivalent to Oki's just based off that, but it's not something to like look down upon, even though he
Yeah,
got better.
it's not like something that like it kind of makes or breaks your list, but it was something odd for me to see. But yeah, your reasoning doesn't make sense. And then the next thing that I want to say is that I don't know why, but Shibasho kind of gives me that Manu vibes. Even though like I've always been weirded out about how high you have him, but I don't know the way he kind of got introduced with like the him having a small city in a bordering. I don't know if it borders only Yan, but it's like a the westmost or eastmost defensive point, whatever. If Zhao, and no one can really fuck with that state. I just think 'cause this guy's insanely strong and his army is insanely strong. So I can even see him being on par with Manu. But the only reason not making him stronger than Manu is the fact that if we ever see him, he probably dies then. You know, it's not
Yeah.
gonna be mid. So yeah, that's definitely they're kind of like for like of each other in different areas.
Yeah,
So
the thing about him is, of course, he has the story progression going for him. He's going to be later in the story. And
yeah,
then just the way he pulls up to the battlefield, like not only was it like 5K against
he
like
wasn't
20K,
attacking.
yeah,
Yeah,
like he himself wasn't attacking. Like he wasn't stressing it in the slightest. Like that's just next level aura type of shit. Against a
yeah,
formidable enemy too.
yeah. That guy's not bad. Okay, why isn't Rempa on the same level as Oki? That's my next issue would be.
I
And I feel like
just
me asking these questions is not like me necessarily disagreeing, but like more giving you an opportunity to explain some of
no,
the
no, I
stuff.
know, I know.
Okay.
Just the way his brute strength was compared to like a Bananji or a Gyoun's.
Okay, it's shins, bro. Come. Oh yeah. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think Oki has like they might be equal in like Oki and Rempa and everything. I just think Oki probably has more brute strength. Because I don't see Bananji having equal brute strength to Oki. I just don't see that.
I see it because how nasty these guys are, especially what we saw in Shukai Plains. Those guys might not have like maybe the weight that these guys have, but in terms of brute strength, maybe some of the techniques as well. I don't know really about techniques because they're also maybe just like what you're saying about mobile. They're not as martially gifted, but they have like that base stat of how strong they are.
But yeah,
I
you can argue either way. You can argue they're like lacking in brute strength, or it's because they don't have exactly the quality of weight that Oki does. Like either way would result in like a lower level of attack power, but just the feats Oki was able to pull off. Like I said, for the majority of the fight with Hoken, he was on par with him, if not like better, but not to like a significant degree. But it's when he was pushed to like his wit's end, where he got like stabbed, and then he was still overpowering Hoken. It's like the shit I keep saying, where it's like the further you're pushed, like where you're in that scenario where it's like it's do or die, like you have to do this shit right now. That's when people bring out their true potential. And the like
yeah
the level Oki was able to bring, like Hoken fought him the entire time, and it's like, how is this level of power even possible? Like a feat like that is why I put him a tier above Hoken, because I just think when it comes down to it, he might be a tier below for the majority of the fight, but at the deciding moment, then he'll be a tier above. And
yeah
and I don't know, like you can't attribute that to his weight, but I just think it might be a bit too much downplaying to say someone with Bananji level strength can pull off feats that crazy just off his weight. I think it has to be a bit above. Maybe not has to be, but I think it's
yeah.
pretty fucking likely.
You gotta also understand that it was also revenge weight as well, not the standard general weight, because that he did this guy just kill his future wife or whatever in the
I don't think
past.
that matters,
Why not?
because I think revenge
Uh,
weight was just a way for him to get to, let's say, his fake max potential. Because like I already described, his max potential is like the do or die moment, but his fake
Okay.
max potential is like revenge weight is a way to get to that like quicker. You usually have to like get beat down to get to that point,
Yeah, I see what
and
you're saying.
like because his max potential was a level above that, so it's not like revenge weight was like the end all be all for him. And then I just think, like I said, it was a way to get to that level quicker, and then at that point he was on par with Hoken. So like if he didn't have revenge weight, for example, I think the fight would have gone pretty similarly. It's just as Hoken's gaining the advantage, eventually like it'll take longer, but he'll like bring that out of him.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying about that. I do kind of agree with you with the whole Oki and Rempa stuff. It's not more about like who's stronger. Like they are like for like and everything, but to me, in terms of maybe I'm based, but the way the vibe I got from the way they talked about him, it was just that he had the other stuff. He had the intelligence and instincts maybe over Oki slightly, but in terms of whoever was like a fighting general, Oki was that guy in
Yeah,
comparison to both of them.
that's kind of how I see it. I think Renpa has better intelligence and instinct, though probably by not much, and then Oki's a bit stronger.
Yeah, I can see them being on the same level. It's just weird to me that maybe Shiba Show's stronger than Rempa, but then we are getting these power creep with Manu and now Shiba Show and stuff. That could be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, I don't think Shiba Show is gonna have like top tier intelligence and instinct. I think he'll probably just have like top tier intelligence, or maybe just top tier instinct. Or if he has both, it's not gonna be like both top tier like Rempa has it. So I kind of think that's what he has over Rempa as well, because Rempa is just so fucking well rounded.
yeah, he's that. Go shout out to your other list. He slept on. He's not top tier for some reason. But
By
yeah,
far.
uh, I was having this conversation today about like Shin and Hoken. That's my next issue. I'm basically going down your list one by one, but because do you think that Shin is stronger than Hoken at the moment he beats him, or do you think that he won by the grace of Oki
I think
pushing him in the back?
I think he barely was, because he was also
Really
exhausted
fucked up.
leading up to
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Just like a sidebar on that, I was talking about it with somebody today, and I think I mentioned this to you as well. Did you like that fight or no?
I mean, I think it could have been better, but I also enjoyed it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I would give it like a 7, maybe an 8.
Yeah.
Like I think it was underwhelming compared to how much build-up it had, but I enjoyed it.
My main issue wasn't even like the build up or like that stuff. It was more about like the execution of it. I was so fine with Hoken dying there, even though if Shin was exhausted. But I mean, we had this argument ad nauseum, me and you. But I'll still say it again. It was like the way Hara did the paneling or like the what do you call it? Storyboarding of the fight. What I don't know. There's a word for it. But yeah, the way he the flow of it, where Shin is getting beat up the whole time, but then yet the finish of it is emphatic. and then to kind of like renege that, he has him die after just to make it. Oh yeah, he did it. He didn't emphatically beat this guy. He died after, which kind of seemed like he had two different ideas and they clashed, and neither of them was done well enough for it to be the excellent thing that it could have been.
Well,
This fight.
one, I don't think him quote unquote dying was to make it believable that he killed Hoken. That's just my personal opinion. I think it was just to set up future plot points. And
Come, nah. It was not make it believable. It was just to like reconnect the beginning of him getting so beat up. Basically, they're like,
I
oh,
don't, I don't
we
think
didn't
that
forget that.
matters. Like, I think if he was like on the verge of death and Chokai healed him, like it's so arbitrary that it's like who's gonna be like that's too far, you know?
No, I'm not. I don't even care if even if it was the Kyokai healing him. I still think it was kind of a clash of ideas because the way the fight started. I mean, me and you were not like a nerd and counted each attack, which I still think is BS. But the way the fight was going, each time this man got a power up or a friendship power up, or like he remembered be his brother, he remembered Oki, they both pushed him in the back. Hogan still shut him down, and he got to a point where, like you said, Hogan got unshackled. But I just didn't understand how a guy can get beat up the majority of the fight, whether he's like maybe it's not as bad as I'm saying, and then there's no way you open up that page expecting. Sh- I'm not. That's a question. Did you expect after reading the majority at the beginning of the fight that when you open up the page when he dies, it's gonna be him getting emphatically cut in half?
All right. Well, let me say this. Okay, like
No.
80% of the fight was them clashing equally. In terms of getting overpowered, it was like 60-40 in Hoken's favor. But the thing you have to keep in mind is that after everything Hoken went through, he started to doubt himself, and then that's him nerfing himself. So as Shin's getting stronger because he's reaching the point of, the do or die moment, like the climax of the fight, as Shin's getting stronger, Hoken's also getting weaker. So like the final moment where like he was like the doubt was like seeping in and he couldn't control it, that's basically him shackling himself. So I think it makes sense considering that they were almost on par and then Shin got a bit stronger, Hoken got maybe a bit weaker, maybe a bit more than a bit weaker. And then it led to
Yeah,
that.
but then still, Shin still had all those like. Yeah, he did get stronger. Maybe he has one more full power attack, but I just don't see how Hoken was so weak enough to like completely an attack breaks his guard and just cuts him in half.
I like
It
I
kind of
like
fell off to me. Like it kind of like took me out the fight. Like the whole time I'm fighting back and forth. Yeah. And then I open the next page and I see this dude kind of like, wait, this is the same nigga that was 60-40, whatever the fuck percentage you said was beating up Shin. How the heck shit was dead for 13 days, exhausted, like got hella cuts on him. Like how did this guy cut this dude in half? Does
All right,
not make
so
sense. Like it's like that.
let me explain it like this. So let's just go by the stats, like just using him as a reference point. So Oki's a 98, right? And let's say
Hmm.
weight it puts him up 2 points generally, like when he's at quote unquote his best. So he's at 100, so he can match Hoken, and then him at his true potential, like when he got stabbed or like if he's like in the climax of a battle, he's like a level above that. So he's like at a 101. And Shin, that moment, like the last hit of Shin, is like Oki at his true potential type of shit, like a level that Hoken thought was unreachable, like or like unfathomable. And at the same time, Hoken got injuries leading up to that fight, so he went from like 100 to like a 99, we'll say, and then he started to shackle himself by his doubt. So then, as Shin went up to like 101 or like or 100, because it's kind of hard to compare now with Hoken not being in 100. Hoken went from a 99 to like a 98 or even a 97.
Okay. My issue with that is, does that not scale down depending on how injured someone is? It kind of seems like it's beneficial for you to be hurt before you get to that big fight because you get to your top tier part quicker. I don't know. It's just like
No, you're
isn't
you're
shit.
right, but you can
Yeah.
also put in work while not being at your best, and then by the time you're fucked up, and now you're gonna be able to fight at your best, you already put in some work.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
I still
overall, like
think
I
that
don't think it's like a huge difference for Shin if he came into that fight fresh, but I still think it matters.
uh it it doesn't seem like it matters based on like how you describe the system of it working because like you said he's still 101 but then why isn't he like let's say he came into the fight he's normally 97 right let's say he came into the fight at 94 and then his peak potential is nerfed because the way he started from a lower position of 94 and now he goes to 97. Does it not work like that for you, or not?
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is where it gets weird because I think injuries and like the mental effect that has on you, where it's like leading up to that fight, he was struggling to get past fodder because his like body was just hurting that much. But I think when you're at like your full weight boost, you just completely ignore injuries. It's like you're like in such a mode of savagery that it's like they almost don't even affect you in terms of pain. Like they're not holding you back in the slightest.
What
But
about the fatigue though?
even the
Not like,
fatigue, because he's like still fighting at his best, but it's just gonna be at a shorter time frame.
okay, so you have to finish that shit in that one window, which he
Yeah.
apparently was able to with one emphatic blow.
I mean, he
I
did, he
kind of
did, he did kill him pretty quickly. It was like a 5 minute battle, like me and Spencer were talking about. He's like, "No way, 5 minutes." It was like five
I,
minutes, fam.
I hear you about being a short battery. It's for me. It does when you explain it that way. Yeah, it does make sense. It's just that like I would have. Here's how I would have liked it. Right, all that shit makes sense. He does get unshackled. It's like a slow burn of him getting unshackled, and then
Or shackled.
eventually, okay, whatever. Unshackled. Am I saying it wrong? But like,
Unshackled is when he gets stronger.
oh, shackled. Oh, okay. Bet. So he keeps getting shackled. It's like a slow burn. Him get shackled, and then it ends with him like with Shin's last blow of power, like just he's struggling. He's struggling with it, and he he kills him. But it's not like a fucking neck. I turn a paddle double page spread of him getting like Keisha, bro, cut in half. That stuff's reserved for Keisha, Gakui, and stuff, not for like a Hoken where these guys are so close. You know, that's how I
I mean, maybe, but that also happened to Conmay though. To be fair, his he had a sword, which is
yeah.
how my guy Buddha guy got robbed.
Exactly. There's always understanding of that, but this guy got with a with what's that glaive? That shit happened. That just it
What
pissed me
about
off.
what about Mobile versus Conmay, where it was like even with both people using both arms up
Yeah.
until like, well, Conmay had like the slight advantage, and then now Mobu has one arm fucked up, and then with one arm against two arms, he's able to instantly like break Conmay's elbow.
Because like I do agree with you. He broke his elbow, not cut him in half. A and B, like he like that kind of like is like when you feel pain, it kind of like wakes you up almost, and that woke up. What's his name? What's that guy's name? Mobu to like reach that like where you were saying that next level of unlocking like one of the like, to use a Naruto example, one of the eight gates of life. Now he unlocked the next one, and then he was able to use his power to get that hit back and fuck up Conway's elbow.
I'm wondering if the people that are gonna listen to this are like understanding what we're saying, or if they're like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah, but yeah. I feel like the Kami one is way more done because like there's that nuance of him having a sword. Moten just came. You could argue that Moten kind of unleashed that extra fury in him, which I don't maybe. I think either way he still fucks him up, but that's still a thing. But this one is just, and it would not have been that emphatic if it wasn't for that, in my opinion. But then with his Hoken one, it just kind of took me out. That's all.
Well,
But going back to the main thing, I don't
let
even.
me add
I'm
this
not,
real
yeah.
quick. So, Hoken, we'll say with the nerfs and then being shackled, he was like a 97 or 98. Conmay is a 99 plus the two weight boosts. He would be at a 101 or 102. So, at that point, it's like to be able to still like be at least a level or two above Conmay, at least for that one moment. It's like he probably would one shot like straight through Hoken's glaive. That is Mobu. You know that Shin's not on Mobu's level.
Yeah, and he wasn't as hurt either, but he doesn't matter. So, um, one more thing though, like how do you feel about that though? Do you feel like that was a once in a moment situation? We kind of a roundabout way to going back to it. Do you think that was a once in a moment situation with Shin, where it's like he was only able to achieve this because it's Hoken, and you do agree that Hoken was also weaker than his what you have him on here, his position on here. So that means at that moment when he was getting fed, when he was getting saved by Kyoka, he wasn't stronger than Hoken. He was
I
weaker than Hoken.
I don't think it's once in a moment. I think it's like Oki, where if he's pushed enough, then he'll bring it out of him. But the thing is that it's like killing intent and like sensing danger. Because against Gyoun, it's like Gyoun isn't strong enough to bring that out of him, so he's just gonna whittle him down until Shin's like tired, and then he just can't fight anymore. And where if he fought someone like Manu or Shibasho, that's like someone strong enough to bring out Shin's full potential. But it's not like he doesn't have revenge weight, so it's gonna be harder to bring that out. But if you put him in a corner, then Shin's gonna rise up to the occasion.
Yeah. So where would you have put him? Maybe you answered that. Maybe I kind of zoned out. But where would you have put him at that moment in this list? So you tell me, has there been improvement since then? My question, basically.
I mean, probably in the same tier, honestly. I think there's been improvements, but probably nothing major. Maybe you could put him like right behind Hoken, but
Yeah.
I would have him comfortably above the guys in the tier below him.
Okay, we got to get to that then. Yeah, I kind of see it.
What do you think about Buddha guy actually?
We're gonna get to that because I think you're trolling. You're
What?
trolling with this placement.
Nani?
What? There's no shot that you have this dude up here. Whatever. We can get to that, I guess.
No, let's actually bring that up right now. Like what? What are you talking about?
Dog, he's fine. He got finesse. It's like some fute you got to get used to it type thing, but nothing about him screams that he's stronger than he's on the same level as Toe, and stronger than Dukio Yatanwa. Like I don't know. Fuck Yatanwa, but I
Oh,
think
flip.
okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
that wasn't me. I got hacked, but yeah, like maybe she's never left the impact on me. But yeah, it just did not make sense to me because they have to give like hella reasons why he was fucking up Shin. He has this weird ass style where he's so big yet so swift. He you change a sword, you can't fuck with him with a sword because he's better than you at swords. Like, but in terms of like, it's kind of just seems like a situation like this. People like, for example, Toe, who are massive beasts at swords, like probably on the same par as dude, I think will fuck him up. People like, I mean, you have him above Gyo, like spear users might give him some problems because they're also equally fast as well. Kyokai, who has the same, I don't know, who has the same style, but I think better, might fuck him up too. I mean, you have her above him. Like Dukio, I don't know how you consider him being faster than Shin with a glaive, but I think it can be definitely argued because he doesn't have as trouble with it as Shin does. So he won't be as like a
He's just
as
not as talented though.
yeah, not as similar issue.
We saw
I think
he got speed blitzed by old Hulken.
I think this dude is a throwaway character that just got some superficial stats that in a superficial scenario to highlight them just to give Shin a weird fight. But in terms of like pound for pound fighting, I don't think he stacks up against like a Kotsu or Dukio or To. I think he should be around that Baggio,
Eh?
the
Yeah.
brother level. That's how I feel like he
Look,
should be.
here's the thing. I mean, he's the throwaway character, sure, but that just shows how strong Shin is to where a throwaway character has to be that strong to really push him like he did. And it's not like he needed that just to fight on par with
Nah,
Shin with a
he
glaive.
didn't push him. He pushed him because it's the situation. You know.
But here's my point. It's not like he needed those martial arts to really like even fight on par with Shin. He needed them to bully Shin. And like he didn't do like a shit ton of damage, but he had like the situation comfortably in control before Shin switched off the glaive.
Yeah, it was
And
more hacks. Yeah.
like Shin didn't really do anything to him. I mean, we saw panels of them clashing. He was capable of clashing equally with Shin, so he could have not relied on that at all and just clashed equally with Shin until Shin like he got to a point where he used more weight. That could have been the fight, but he just decided he would rather just bully him and beat the shit out of him. So he's like, let me use my martial arts, and that's how it worked out. But I mean, in terms of brute strength, I would say he has more than Dukyo, or at the very least on par with him. I would definitely argue he's faster than Dukyo, or in terms of attack power, I'll say, because
Attack power. What?
whatever you wanna say
Ah.
about Dukyo's weight, like,
Yeah.
all right, think about it like this: like Dukyo, and granted this wasn't him at full weight, but Hoken when he clashed with him, Hoken like sent him like backflipping,
Yeah.
and
This guy also sent Hoken back a couple attacks.
barely
He
though,
did. Yeah,
barely.
but that's like Hoken. I guess it's that nigga, man. And that's also on like where is it harder to send someone back on horseback or on feet? Probably like that's probably a dumb question, but answer either way.
I mean, if it's both on like feet versus horseback, like I mean, does it matter?
I mean, yeah,
I
it
don't think that
does.
really
It
matters.
does. It does because like you're sending it two bodies back. not just one. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's like the thing is he didn't really send the horse back. He just like pushed Hoken back a little bit. Like Hoken slanted back, but it's not like his horse
Okay.
went back with him.
Yeah, I see. Then you are right on that. But yeah, but I don't know. Okay, I'll give you that one. Cool. Another. I just like the way I see it with him. Just that he did like have these moments where he kind of guy mode Shin while throwing him back and stuff. So yeah, you kind of are right within that physical strength. He's on par with those niggas. But from what I look at it, like dudes like Gyoen, Benanji, and Ako kind of dog walk homie. I don't know. They'll never need to switch off their glaive.
Based on what like what do they have like that's super above him?
The speed was the glaive that ended up being his downfall.
He can match the speed of the glaive with his mace. It's just he can't match Shin's sword speed with the mace.
Yeah. Okay. So why didn't he? Okay, it's kind of spoilers. So I'm not gonna talk about that.
Nah,
Within
go
enough
ahead.
time or something. Why didn't he switch back to his mace then?
He
When Switch got when we got the glaive.
because Shin like needed help, you know, confirmed below Buddha guy. Like right as like Buddha guy got his leg fucked up, Shin called upon Bihei for the glaive, and the glaive got thrown to him. He didn't have the mace around him.
So they can't throw a mace back at him or something. Okay.
I mean, they could have, but they weren't ready for it. Apparently,
Yeah.
I guess he didn't ask for it. Like he didn't think like I need the mace right now or I'm gonna die.
And also like, who do you think is faster, Shin versus the three I mentioned right now?
Versus Eiko Bananji and Gyoen.
Yeah.
I mean probably like in order it'll be Eiko, Shin, and then Bananji and Gyoen.
Okay. So for at least Aiko, right? He's faster than Shin. I think I wasn't even that impressed with this homie's speed. It just
He
had that
was
weird technique.
he was pretty fast. And like not even just with his footwork, he was able to juke some sword shots pretty nicely. Pretty
Yeah, but
nicely.
Shin really kept up with him fairly well after a minute. I think Akko, who's faster than Shin, would be able to keep up with him.
He's not faster
In a
than to like a great degree though, because Shin also kept up with Hoken.
true, true. But Dukio kept up with Hoken too. So
Nah, nah.
he did. He stepped him back a couple times. I just don't. Maybe you are right. Maybe my like biased glasses are on. I just this guy is so boring and like throwaway that like I just think it's just I can't give him like pound for pound status with the people you have around him. Just like he got that one situational moment with Shin that probably if another nigga like Yoan came up to him, he's getting mollywopped. The brother's probably gonna have a higher potential than him. That which I kind of see him both being in that same area. Yeah, but like it's not really based on anything. So yeah, you can keep him there, I guess.
I mean, you call him boring, but he's a more interesting character than Gyoen or Bananji.
What? Just because he has a weird ass fucking emo view of war and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's more depth to his ideology. There's nothing that Gyoen or Bananji has that's as in depth as his whole thought
What are you
process that
talking about?
explains him
That
as a
that
person.
speech? That speech about Guillaume was huge. What do you mean?
What speech?
The whole like, if you're gonna bring down a sword, bring it all the way. Don't hesitate halfway. 'Cause that's exactly
That does
how.
not compare.
No, that's exactly how it should be. That is like a. It talks about the entirety of the thing, even going back to the whole cocky speech. Like, if you're really trying to go down this road, you can't half-ass it, bro. And this guy tells him, and that's why Guillaume like is fighting, bro. He's trying to like A was trying. Okay, it's not in terms of how he's fighting. It's not. I gave it to the Buddha guy. He's doing it because the Phantasmal one told him about some people that might come. Kind of trash, but in terms of how he views like taking upon the sword and fighting with it and fighting against these other states, he it's kind of like respecting the whole like the martial way, like the the ninja way, and I guess to call Naruto. He respects it to a point where it's like if you're gonna take down this path, you can't quit unless you die or you succeed on your mission because that spits on everyone else that you fought before. And I really respect that kind of thought process because that's how it should be.
I mean, sure, I'm not saying there's not depth to that, but it's not comparable to Buddha guys.
What a guy's depth is, I got fucked so bad that I don't feel anything. Like, okay,
Nah,
okay,
you're trolling.
what's his depth? How is it more depth?
Did you not pay attention to what I was talking about in the chapter
I
discussion?
was, I was, but with TLDR.
I mean, yeah, he got fucked and it like made him almost nihilistic, but he also has like ideas of good and evil and how they like contrast and how they coexist. Like with like you can be a certain amount of good, like certain amount of evil. Like it's not that black and white. Like sometimes it's even necessary, and just like the way of like all that in the face of the meaninglessness of life. Like there's just more to his ideology than Gilman's. Like you can't argue that.
I think like he was saying a lot of shit, but like I feel like a hella niggas understand that. Like some shit gotta be maybe it's to Shin's eyes he doesn't understand it because he's kind of new in the grand scheme of things and he still has those doe eyes. But hardened veterans like Gyo and Akko, Osen, and them lot, they all I feel like they all understand that. So maybe it has been said, but it's like a more of a doesn't need to be said because no one really challenged them on it. You know.
I mean, whether or not they like know about it or believe about it, that's remains to be seen. But they didn't have those moments, and
Come on. I mean, I get you, but yeah.
yeah, they didn't have those moments, and it's like okay, you could try to like simplify it if you want, but you can like if you also wanted to have like a conversation about the nuances of it. And I'm not saying because you can go like more in depth about it that like you give all that characterization to the Buddha guy because it was like all like summarized in a chapter, but the nuances of like the conversation you can have with it, there's a lot more to go off of. Like debate the ideology, like the goods and bads of it, like if he makes sense or not, that type of shit.
Okay. Yeah. Just the way all got wrapped up as well was very like anticlimactic too. So he's gonna be forgettable for sure, unless
But not
Shun
even
doesn't
though
call
even
back.
the way he went out was like a G, because like he believes in it so much. He's like, oh, did you have fun doing that? Then it's all good. Like even the way out, like the way he went out, like how many people go out like a G like that?
Dude, you okay? Who went out more like a G, him or Gyoen?
Definitely him. Are you kidding me? He's like, hey, you had fun cutting me in half. It's all good then.
No, yeah, the fun. It's like you lost a fight and you say, at least I had fun. Nah, nigga, you got your ass kicked.
Not more
Well,
like he's like, I hope if you're gonna kill me, then you at least had fun doing it. I hope there's like some meaning to it, you know?
yeah, okay, probably not. You just got gripped. You just got killed, bozo. Like rest in peace. But yeah, that's not important. I hear. Okay, that just was what stood out to me like a Thor. So maybe I'm sleeping on guy, but if I would make this list based on my sleeping of him, I'd have him like where Rozo and like Shokoko is in Nakutsu. That even it sounds crazy to me. These are like six GGs. But yeah,
I mean, he's not getting. I don't think he's getting speed blitzed by Kanmei like Akotsu did. But then again, if he clashes with Akotsu, if he doesn't speed blitz Akotsu, then Akotsu's probably overpowering him.
as he should. Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I just of course Akotsu getting one shot like that leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
yeah, for sure.
But hey, it would probably happen to do kill too.
Uh, yeah, it really depending how that went. Did Akoto come in cocky? Like what happened? Because just he seemed like he did like a fat ass overhand kick or punch like Matt B opening himself up and he got the shit on.
Well, here's
You
the
know.
thing. It's not that Akotsu is weak. Kanmei was just that strong.
Hmm.
You don't
Maybe
remember
maybe. Yeah, I
you don't
know.
remember that quote? Devil like found that hilarious for some reason.
I'm gonna have to relook at this Buddha guy fight, but like, god damn, that was boring as hell as a fighter.
Wait, as a fighter?
Yeah, it's not like the style was just like yeah, it's tap dancing, but like in terms of like just stylistically, just it didn't jive with me, man. It's cool to have Shin back on the sword, but I'd rather have him have a glaive fight, to be honest.
I mean, it was like one of the best choreographed fights, the most dynamic fight in the series. But I guess whatever.
Yeah, man, it's not woke like me. Biden for president. But
As father would say, reread, nigga, reread.
nah, it's not what rereading, boy. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe I just didn't fuck with it, but whatever. It's not
You
important.
know, I might have to make a video on this. People are sleeping.
Yeah, do a video and I'll be there and I'll just shit on it, all of it.
All right.
Uh, so going back, I don't know. You still talk about this list or what are you thinking?
I mean, we went on for 40 minutes. Probably go on for like another 20 or something.
All right, cool. So I have some thoughts on this another another tier, whatever. It's like the same argument. First off, what happened? I was talking to you a week or two ago, maybe a month, and you had Akko below these niggas. Now he's on the same level. You just gotta have like a come to Jesus moment where like Akko's my dad again, and then you put him up. What's going on?
Nah, I was just like, if the stats are gonna say he's lower than them, then I could like it's not impossible for him to be lower than them, so I could see
You had
it.
a
Like
you had a whole ass reasoning though. Like you're like, yo, John can spit right now. It makes sense. It makes sense.
my entire reasoning was that I never said it was impossible. So I didn't like my reasoning did lead up to me saying I think it makes more sense to put Aiko below them. I was just saying, well, with the way the stats are pending, I might just go on the other side and put him below him. But it's something like on a whim. It's not anything that's like more concrete than all the feats he has. And then I'm just thinking about all the feats he has, and I'm like, nah, he's just too impressive. Can't do it.
So it hurt too much. You said.
I see him clashing equally with Rempa Strength Bananji before even getting the weight boost, and I'm like, nope, nope, can't
That
do it.
that's kind of crazy because I was on that side when you were trying to bring him down a bit. I'm like, he was kind of even with homie. Like I always had them as even. You're like, yeah, but like based on the stats and like the way that he was at his full max power, but he was still able to.
It's not what I said.
Yeah, it was. You were like,
Nah, no, no.
he was at his full weight and they weren't, and they were able to clash equally, which kind of suggests that on their full weight, whatever, they probably overpower him. That's what you were saying. Or was it not?
No, no. When we were playing Smite, I told you that it was like a Shin versus Gyon situation where they didn't have exactly the brute strength or the attack power to push him in terms of he needs to bring out his full power to even like match their blows. He was just getting whittled down and exhausted like Shin was against Gyon. So he did have more weight than them in that situation, but that weight ultimately led up to him being like grittier, being able to like survive crazy punishment. It wasn't like if he was up against Hoken, I think he would display more oppressive attack power than he did against them. And even then, I mean, he overpowered Gyoen worse than Gyoen or Branji could overpower him. And then even fucking like 10 minutes down later on in the fight, he still had Gyoen on the back foot for a moment. So it's not like even 2v1
What? What was
for
that moment?
for a split moment. You can go back.
For a
Gyoen
split
was
moment, all
Gyoen
I
was
saw
defending.
was Gyon was putting him on the business on him. But you were like, he got weakened down, he had attacks on him, it's not like, bro, he was getting shit on from what I saw.
He looked better in that fight than Gyoen and Bananji did. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that is true, because he's fighting two people versus one, it's always going to look better if he actually lasts more than like 10 seconds, which that's all he lasted. Yeah.
Try 10 minutes, buddy. Try 10
That was
minutes,
10,
pal.
that was 10 minutes, but then the Hoken Shin fight was 5 minutes, Spencer. Okay.
Yep, of course.
Fucking off the side of your mouth. But I don't like I don't even have a problem with this, so I'm fine with all of it. For me, if I would make this list, I'd probably put Bananji. I don't even know. I think Yon was so special. He's got hold by horror. Bananji as 1.
5 seconds after you tell me to wipe the side of my mouth, and you're going on about this.
I'm just saying, but the way he dismantled
Joan is like
Shin
so special,
is that
man. He's just like
the
so
way he
special.
the way he dismantled Shin. I just don't understand why you even have Gaimo above him and Ohan. The way he dismantled Shin at the beginning was so impressive.
You
Like I was
know,
just
when I think of dismantle, I tend to think getting a spear through your chest is like a good way to describe getting dismantled.
and that was such BS. I was talking about that too. Like, how is he was able to destroy Ohan on the brink of his basically what Shin did, his 101 level with an attack while having a spear through his hand. That's nutty, And I don't think Gyon was at that 101 level, just having one spear in his hand, one spear in his arm. But
I
either,
think
but
if he wasn't, then he was close. Because I also don't think he has Shin's potential when it comes to weight. So
yeah, 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 of course. I'm not saying all 101s are equal. It makes no sense, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like I'm saying
Plus,
his
like
pick.
like this wasn't like explicitly told to us, but like this is also why I had it in like the top five Western Zao moments. Because just like the humiliation of that shit, like you're 7v1ing this motherfucker or 5v1ing whatever it was, and then all that just for him to still body in the end, like the right hander when Shoujo, you gonna let this happen to you? Like he's like, nah, this ain't happening. Like I could see like such a level of like pissed offness, if that's a word now. Such a level of like triggeredness, such a level of just shame that he's like, nah, I need to give it like literally everything. Not about to
Thing,
let this happen.
the thing was that is that I don't even you guys overrate that shit. Like they were just whittling him down. Like you even admitted, like it wasn't like Guillaume was getting all the hits, and he was just whittling him down, letting them waste his time, and then fighting them. So like it wasn't even like oh an embarrassment on Guillaume's head. It was just the greatness of Ohan and the people around him that would got him out. You know, but like yeah,
Regardless, like he's someone that probably thinks he's stronger than Ohan, so he's like,
he is.
but in his
That's
mind, he
also
would be like,
trench.
fucking 4v5v winning this guy, and I fucking failed. Like I can't be this big of a disappointment. I can't put this much shame on the Roshojo Army's name.
I think the whole Akko is more embarrassing for sure.
Eh,
It took him out to fight though, so that's true. Ohan came back the next day and kills him. Well, why do you have Ohan above Gyoen though? When he like I'm saying like though that's 101 Ohan versus 101 Gyo and Gyoen destroyed him. And you said injuries don't matter, fatigue doesn't matter. So what? Tell me about that.
I've never held the position that Ohan has more brute strength than him. So yeah, Gyeon was able to overpower him, but the thing is that
Emphatically, kind of
yeah,
like put in the dirt emphatically. That kind of a
yeah,
humongous gap.
not really because Ohan isn't a strength-based fighter. He's never been
Shin
like
ain't doing that to Ohan. Oh,
nah. He would if the situation was right. Because Ohan has never been a strength-based fighter like Shin. So he has
he
weight, but
almost killed him. He almost killed him. That's how strong he was. He almost. I mean, nah, that can the previous shit comes back in it. Never mind. Forget that point. Go ahead.
I mean at the end of the day, he deflected him and put a spear through his chest.
That's just like a one off. Like it's like I have one opportunity to like. I'm basically a buzzer beater. Like I have one opportunity to like actually hurt this dude, right? And I have to time everything perfectly. I could be. It's like the whole thing. It's like the whole thing with Moten. What was he doing? Was he parrying something, or was he like saying, "I have one chance to kill this guy," and he didn't end up doing it? Was it Banaji or something? I don't know what it was exactly. Like, yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was Banaji. That's the exact thing. He knows he's weaker than him, but he has one opportunity. Ohan did the same thing, but this time he
but
actually
Moten
killed
was
him.
healthy while Ohan was like near death.
Nah,
So
he
he
got
had
he
he
got the
had one
bubble juice.
opportunity because that's all the energy he had.
He had one opportunity because in any situation he's not doing that to fucking yeah, but that is true. That is true. So why are you putting him above him either way? Because in brute strength he fucked him up, and this time he had the one opportunity once in a lifetime shooting star, and it worked out for him. Like
But
I don't know.
deflecting someone isn't like a once in a lifetime you can never do this again type of thing. I mean you outplayed him. I mean that's all
Yeah,
it came down to. He's more skilled than Gyoun.
he he's not. And also, relax, man. He's not more skilled than Guillaume.
I
Like
mean
and Guillaume was going in there headstrong too, when he should have been. So like, was he really in his right mind?
he had the Shoujo flashback. His mouth is wide open. This is like him after the Shogaryu thing. Like that page of Gyoun. You're like this
Shut
Gyoun.
up.
That was that version of Gyoun.
uh, that video is deleted, so I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't. I just see that yeah, he is more skilled than him, but the difference in skill and speed is not even that great. Gyon is a master martial artist, and
All right,
he
calm
is
down.
significantly more stronger in terms of brute strength. To the point where he put him in the dirt. He literally stuffed his face, curb stomped him. And the guy comes back, gets a winning opportunity, Moten's chance, and he kills him. Yes, he killed him, but there's no way I'd ever put him above Gyoen. Like if they fight again, 1v1, Gyoen wins like almost 7 out of 10 times in my head. So
Nah,
does
I don't buy
Akko and
that.
Benaji.
I don't buy that. And then he even got stronger after, assuming.
Well, he got put in the dirt again. I guess the hockey bloom exists, right?
Yeah, it's been like what, a year now since then? More?
Yeah, but he has not shown. It's like, why have you shown me lately? It's like the whole
Does he
Dan
does he
Hooker
need
thing
to
you were talking about.
does he need to
It's
show
like,
it's a new gen?
yeah, you are right. You are right. That is true. He kind of does level up with him, but then now he could be on Gilmore's level. Because before, after that fight, it was just like, I can't beat this nigga, but I'm gonna try this because I have to type of energy I got from it. And he ended up beating him. So yeah,
Well,
look,
if you want to believe him or not, that's irrelevant. But at no point did he think he was below Gyon. At least in Ohan's mind, he always saw himself as superior. And then
when he was in his bed, when he was in his bed fucking sucking on uh Kyokai's medicine, he definitely thought, oh man, that man's a problem. On some fucking Kamaru Usman, I'm a problem type shit. Yeah,
Just
that's what
had
he
to
thought.
channel his inner Colby Covington.
That man's a problem. I don't know. I don't know, man. Ohan being and also Gaimo, like I get your reasoning was Gaimo, but Shin versus Shin versus Gyon is Gyon versus Shin is more impressive than Gyon versus Gaimo initially, and then they were both rusty. One was 14 years in prison, but I feel like that was a normal regular prison, not like a prison where you can't train. We don't know yet. We'll see.
All right, so what does he have in this prison? Does he have A, his glaive? B, does he have
Yeah,
weights? C, does he have the bench press?
it was like more of a self inventory self what's it called? Like they can't. I felt like it was like a they imprisoned them, but then they were still treated well. That's how I took it. But that's my head canon. I don't think it was put in like in a prison where average Joes are put in like locked up with like Riboku was. No, it's like you guys brought shame to us. We gotta take you away from the limelight type thing. Kind of like in hiding.
I mean, if he was treated well, it's because they slid homie a newspaper. That's it. That's
Yeah,
their version of treating him well. And
yeah.
he might have had a big jail cell, but that's about it.
Gyon literally made this dude not able to walk. Like he was so fucked. 1 second later, he probably kills him. But then he had to be called away because Kyoka was doing some shit. Like, but then
Had
with
to. That's just the case of Gyon having Zalbrain.
Zalbrain, you said,
Yeah.
yeah. But then that's had nothing to do with his actual strength. Should have killed him. He would have killed Shin. Damn, he would have died. That's how impressive Gyon is. Gyon is slept on your list. If I would make this list, I'll put Gyon, Rempa, Hoken, Shin level. No bias.
You're just downplaying how much stronger Shin got.
I mean, yeah, that was reach, but I'll put him on top of this tier. Like in terms of his feats, like yeah, you'd give that one impressive moment with Akko like a lot of weight. You'd give Bananji's specialty of Berserker mode a lot of weight, but in terms of like feats themselves, like Gyoen's versus Shin feat is nasty, and Gyoen putting Ohan in the dirt, nasty. Like and his brute strength. Talk about brute strength charges you were talking about with mobile. Gyoen shit destroying Akko's army. That was nasty.
I mean, Bananji pretty much had the same charge.
Nah, he didn't. It wasn't the same.
When they were chasing Eiko, they were like neck and neck.
What was this?
When Kaken saved Eiko. And like Ohan came in, they were right behind him, neck and neck, killing like the same person.
That was a scrum. I'm talking about when he first introduced to the battlefield type charges, his main army and stuff.
I'm just saying, it's not like Bianji was lagging behind.
He was, but if you would choose one, who would you choose? In terms of charging ability.
Bananji.
What?
What?
What on earth? There's no shot.
I mean, they're
Man,
equal. They're equal until Bananji goes demon mode.
that demon mode remind me of some of the most overrated shit ever, bro. But I'll still give it to you. But yeah, Gillen seems to be. You were talking about Kame being the symbol of Zhao's might. That was Gillen, but you don't give him the same props. It's weird. You don't think he's stronger than Rempa when they're
Yeah,
both
and
in.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that's Rempa. Probably Rempa.
Yeah, but they said Gillen was a symbol of Zhao's might.
Nah, that's just that's something that the editors put in that literally doesn't matter. That's been
The
proven
editors.
before. Yeah. That like black
Oh,
text at the beginning of chapters, like that's proven to be just like editor shit that doesn't matter.
what was it proven? What was
I don't
that?
have the evidence in front of me, but I think Capitano had like good evidence for it, whatever it was. I remember him giving a good argument for it.
Sounds I'll be convenient for you.
Sam
Okay.
too. He was like, I think he said something about Tokyo Ghoul where he's like, what was written down at the beginning of chapters is like literally proven to be wrong in X scenario or whatever. But yeah, that shit is cap.
I hear you. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's my big change here. I'll put Gyoen on the top of the list, right above Gaimo, or maybe below Gaimo, but everything else stays the same. Maybe Bananji above Ohan. The bot switch Ohan and Gyoen. Put Gyoen above Gaimo. But overall, the way you have these tiers, I agree with completely.
What
But
about
like
What about right below Dukyo with the Sun, Chogaryu, uh, Shiryu, Zeno, Bate?
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that. That was my next thing. There's no shot you have Zeno that low.
I thought I put him a bit high, to be honest.
How the fuck is Baggio stronger than all these people you have here, but not Zeno?
So
Baggio is a bozo.
who's there that you're like Zeno should be above this guy?
100% that little bitch, Shiryo. 100% Ray. 100% the little brother. 100% Corinne. 100% Batia, which already have him. 100% the guy Rimbihaku. 100% Baj. Basically everybody. Oh,
So you think you're like confident in Zeno being stronger than Rambi Haku, who clashed evenly with
I don't
Toe?
know about Rimbihaku. That guy got some feats. But the rest of them, bozos, I don't know. Like CGR did well versus Shin, but Zeno at least doing that, if not more. Like
I mean, maybe,
Shiryu,
but Zeno doesn't have Shurigai's skill. You know what I'm saying? Mountain man, rugged mountain man.
Shiryu, whatever, she did some well against the arrow, but like she ain't doing that to fucking Zeno. You see, because I think you have this bias against Zeno being slow. He's not slow. He clipped Kisui.
I mean, I don't
Bozoed
I
him.
don't think he's slow, but I don't think he's as fast as almost everyone on that tier. And of course,
I don't.
not as fast as like Kyo or Ray.
I think that guy is gonna surprise you. He might come this arc, bro. I love your videos, man. It's like time capsules of you taking L's.
But here's the
Whoa.
thing, man. I mean, Zeno got a 93 in stats. I might be
No,
overrating
who
him,
had a
but
no had a 93 Echo? Where the fuck you have Echo?
hey, his feats are proven. Where's Zeno's feats? If Zeno gets feats that prove him to be above that, then I'll switch it up. But until then, I mean, 93.
That's just so disrespectful. That's the only thing I have. Another issue I have here. Baggio should not be that high. Baggio is some overrated dick. I don't understand how you have him above the people like Kyo, like CGR. I can understand, but CGR is really impressive too. His way he fucked up Shin. Like even Rimbi, what's that guy's name? Kaishibu. Like that man destroyed Kanki's army. Baggio is not doing that shit at all. At all. He
I
does
mean,
not have the brute
Kai
strength.
Shibo specializes in brute strength. And here's the
He
thing
does not
about
have.
Baggio. I mean, he didn't really get a fight that really scales him super well in the
Yeah,
last arc, but he
he
also
was
did
struggling.
he
Okay,
also
he
did
was
get a
struggling.
2 point increase. So I
Okay,
think what Har is trying to imply is he went so all out, albeit against fodder, but he like pushed himself so much that he got a significant boost since that arc.
he also went even with a guy that woman one tier above him completely wrecked.
You also have to keep in mind that she did not have a brute strength advantage against him in the slightest. She just outskilled him. So if we're gonna compare them, right? The guy's 2 tiers below Baggio. So let's assume Baggio got stronger since then. In Western Zhao, he's on the same tier as him, but in his beast mode, he's 1 tier above. And then we just push him up 1 tier above that. Because now in his base form, he's 1 tier above him, and with his beast form, 2 tiers. You don't think how many tiers is that? So she's 3 tiers above him, and then apparently that's them being equal in brute strength. She probably has more weight, but she just outmaneuvers him because she got that skill. Apparently, that's her specialty, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, he did get packed up pretty quickly, but he was also impressive in his own way. So
hmm I just think you're hella giving benefit of the doubt to these Baggio Mountain trash and not giving anything to Zeno. I think it's just inherent bias that Kaki's better than Osen. But we're not ready for that conversation.
I mean, when Zeno gets a feat that implies he can even one shot someone like Kisui, like look at where Raido is, and look at like the sun just like one shotting
Yeah,
him like
what
that.
the fuck is that? Raido is not there.
What?
Raido is not below Keisha.
So wait,
Keisha
you think
dies to Raido.
you think him being like on the same level as Coalition Rokuomi is slander?
Roku Ome, you slander him because I don't know why, but you slander that guy a lot. But I think Raido is better than him. I think Raido is Figo King level or higher. I'd put him on that Rinko tier. Yeah. Who's on here? Yeah, I'll put him there. Maybe like on Figo King, whatever. Like I Bunin, I don't know the guy's name, but that's where I put him.
So wait, where's the son then? Is he Hoken tier?
The son, where is he? Dude, he just speed blitzed there. He was caught off guard.
Bro, he got his sword cut through.
Yeah, his sword against the glaive. You saw what happened to fucking Kame, who's on the same level
Wa-
as as Mobile.
Was that not sword versus sword?
No, it was glaive.
I don't know about
Are you
that one, player.
are you serious?
I don't know about that one, player. Let me go
Yo,
back.
you're actually an idiot. You don't know it was a glaive this whole time. Maybe that's why you guys are fucking shitting on him so hard. That was a glaive.
I don't know about that one. It's kind of hard to see in the panel.
He's straight holding. I'll find it for you. Are you on it already, or
You're saying he's straight holding it? I'm not talking about the father, Draco.
talking about the son? Yeah,
What was he holding versus
a
the son?
glaive. Who we talking about? It was sword versus glaive.
But at what point did he hold? You're saying the guy held the glaive? The son was
No,
holding his own glaive? Is that what you're saying? Because no shit, if he has a glaive, he's fucking holding it.
I'm saying he attacked Raido with a glaive on his sword. It was a glaive versus sword.
Yeah, but what would you get the holding from? What was that?
I don't know what that means, but that's not the point. Was it glaive versus glaive, or the 'cause I was just telling you he was holding the glaive. That's what I was trying to say at that point. He was holding the glaive.
Let me go back. So the actual panel, can't really tell. Panel before that, yeah, he's holding the glaive. So you're right on that, but still,
Bodied.
you got packed
Bag.
up. You got
Yeah,
packed
you got
up.
backed up. I was telling you, glaive versus sword. We saw it. Mace versus sword. We saw it. It's power there. Power difference.
Hey man, Oki's glaive is no ordinary glaive.
Power difference. For
Nah,
sure, man. You guys are over like Rhino did really well versus the dad, and then he would have
and then
done the
got one
same if he had
shot.
his glaive out. He got one shot because the guy had revenge way and was running at him 100 miles per hour. You couldn't get, even unsheath the sword. Imagine holding a sword with the unsheathed position. Like even as a martial artist that you claim to be, like that is an awkward position to like parry anything. He has to like bring it up, put his whole weight on behind it to parry something. I kept telling you in that stream too.
I
Whatever, it's
mean,
irrelevant. Homie died.
even Toe, he held it in a more awkward position against Hoken, and his sword didn't shatter.
Nah, there's no way you think that was a more awkward position. He had his whole body under it.
What? You're trolling.
He had his whole body under it, yes or no?
Bro, the fucking stance he had, there's no support in that stance.
His whole body was under it. That's way more support than literally nothing. It was still in the sheath.
Bro, he's just holding him out in front of him. The only thing awkward about that is he got sent flying because he's a bitch.
Bro.
I don't know what's up with this Rido wank. Like, it's
It's not
just,
right away. It's just like I'm. I don't even like. That's whatever. But like that is ridiculous. How low you have him. You have him below Keisha. You're telling me Keisha's not getting packed up with the dad? Come on, relax, mate. Relax.
I
He's
mean,
getting packed.
Keisha put up a respectable fight against Shin. I don't see Rido doing much more than that.
Nah, he's yeah, it's respectable versus current Shin. Yeah, not that Shin. That Shin is definitely doing better than Keisha.
You said that Shin's doing better than Keisha?
That Shin Rado's definitely doing better than Keisha, but the current Shin is doing a respectable fight. Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I don't
But
buy it.
besides that, I don't have any issues. I kind of I'm surprised how high you have Rozo really, but he did fuck up Figo King. But to have him
That's
like
only because he had a 95 stat.
yeah, that guy's head could even take a hecky attack. Bozo.
Facts. Yep.
Karin being that high too is kind of wild. I don't even see any Kaki or anybody in here, but her, she's in here for some reason.
Yeah, well, her strength is more emphasized. Plus, she has a 94 strength stat, so I was like, fuck it. I'll just add her.
This man does a whole stats are trash video and it really based everything off her stats. It's crazy. Wow.
I mean, it's not like I care if these characters aren't there.
Wait, is Gekishin that guy?
At the bottom, yeah.
Gekishin? Yeah, I don't know. I think the dad is definitely wearing. The dad is definitely, bro. There's no way you have camo over the dad.
No way I have who? Kano?
Yeah.
He's sleeping on Kano? Come on now, son.
Tell me
Sleeping
to
on
tell me to
Kano?
Kano. Tell me the 2K Commander Kano's feast. Let me know. I'll wait.
He's not dead. Can the dad say
Yeah,
that?
he was blessed with weak opponents. He didn't face Raido. Rhino one shots Kano. Rhino got to be
Bro,
at least Fuego King level. They're comparable. Fuego King and him. I put Rhino Rinko level if I'm like being like that's me even being conservative. But yeah. Besides that, I'll rate your list. I think we did a good job discussing. We had some sidetracks, but I would rate it 9 out of 10. Really, 9 out of 10. There's some room for improvement still, but 9 out of 10.
all right,
It's not
all
like
right.
the goat. It's not the goat list. Like if I make a list, yours would probably be better because you probably care. Like you think about it more than I do regarding this stuff. But overall, some of the mistakes kind of stick out like a sore thumb. But it's nothing like it's so bad to the point like it kind of cripples the list. Like I was saying earlier, it's more of just a difference in opinion and how we view things.
I
So
would
that
think with I would think you would respect Roku Omi enough to where you'd be like, okay, Raido same tier as Roku Omi. You know, he got bodied,
yeah,
so I gotta tone down the hype a bit. I can respect that. I think that would be your stance, but apparently not.
no, no, definitely not. Guys, he was above him. It's always above who's around him, right? People around him, people above him. It's disrespectful to the guy that just is was impressive. Like, well,
I must have missed all this impressiveness. It must have been in the those little like one shots.
yeah, the cover pages. You read those. Yeah, you skip those. Yeah, I hear it.
Like how Toei, like it showed him and Oki, like that type of shit. Must have packed all that impressiveness into it.
I'll even
200%
put I'll,
impressiveness.
I'll put Toe up too. Like that's another thing. We shit on Toe a lot, yeah, but I'll put him above up on the Gaimo. I definitely think Yatama's position is correct. I wouldn't put her up. Maybe put Shuman King down, and maybe El Shi as well. But uh, I'll put Toe up. I think
So
Yatama gets kind of fucked up by all those three. Everybody in the Cohen tier, she kind of gets fucked up by. I just don't see her doing much to them.
yeah, I don't really see that either. I'm just interested in who's this Schumann King character.
Oh shit! I said, who should be king? I met fucking Goku Buddha guy. He's like a Schumann. He's in this like he this kind of looks like Schumann, but he's wearing a crown, so Schumann king.
I don't see the resemblance. I thought you were talking about Rozo. I thought
Oh,
you were just like
not Schumann. Who's that fat guy next to Raito?
Shomo.
That's what I meant. Shomo King, whatever. Yeah, Shomo King.
You know, he's like the improved version of Shomo. I can see it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was. That's what I always called him, even in some previous streams. Like he always. That's what he reminds me of.
What do you think about Reiki being on Raido's tier?
I didn't even peep that, but Raiki's just like he's just a joke character. So yeah, I see you doing that. But
Hey, you don't see the vision? Mobu's right hand?
oh my god, I thought you meant Renkai, the little fat, the weird guy. There's no way you have Raiki. Get the fuck out of here. You have Raiki at the same level as him and Karen on one tier below and make. Yeah, you're just trolling Kanki's army. That's crazy for an army that's about to be at 240k. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, does Reiki not go into death battles all the time? He goes into almost insurmountable odds. We saw Bayo. He was one of the people that were chilling after.
Yeah,
And
but
he
he wasn't
he
fighting
made it
anybody else
past
out there.
he made it past Manu's army, and he helped out Toe too to crush Juko. So he kind of has destructive power feats.
Yeah, but not like on Rado level. Rado went through 20k people in deforested areas. Kind of impressive.
Hanging off Zeno's nuts the whole time.
Later, hanging out Zeno's nuts was one tier above him. Oh no, it's not one tier. It's two tiers. Never mind.
Try
Yeah,
3.
one, two. It's two tiers.
3.
Oh, the gap. I'm saying the gap. One, two. Okay, I added three tier. We count his tier as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I don't have any other comments. I'm surprised you have I would have thought you put Naki on the same level as Rado because he always be saying shit like that. But I guess he was impressive enough to generate a gap.
Nah, it's just because his stats were kind of ass. So I was like, I'll put him down. Plus,
Okay,
I kind of see him like the Haishin unit's Akaken, where he's swift with it, but his brute strength isn't crazy or anything.
I see that.
But yeah, I'll end this. But all I'm gonna say is, we see Aizen. He's kind of getting hyped up to be a monster, and Raiki is Mobu's right hand. Like the Mobu army, kind of slept on.
Yeah, I'm. We've been talking about this for years about how you said Like niggas wanna work with the world's strongest man, right? And it's kind of seeming to be the case. He's
Yeah,
kind of
with
leveling up.
Aizen at least.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's the only one or not. Probably not because Mobo is confident in leaving like a large bulk of his army at the border in case shit went
Mhm.
south. But
Yeah, that's a big part. Yeah, that's a big part of it for sure. That is huge part. There gotta be some monsters there on some like Rhino level or something like that.
yeah, maybe just a bit higher.
You know, that in there. Oh,
Yeah, I'll end it with that.
all
Uh,
right. Thanks for having me in it. It was a good stream actually. I haven't talked. We haven't talked about this for a long time. Maybe we did it like in passing, but not like actual stream for it. So it should be good content, you know.
yeah, usually we just talk about overall,
Yeah.
and
This is way better. This is way better for me. Overall, it's just so subjective in a lot of parts. It's when you get kind of like the feats are kind of there
it's
of
also more
people.
interesting to talk about because we just like
Yeah.
talking about the intricacies of weight, and like probably people are like just losing focus and being like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah, that is true. You were saying. I was kind of thinking that too. Like, what do you mean 101? What's he mean by that? It's like we're having like a camera conversation.
Yep. But yeah, we'll revisit this at some point. Other people are gonna make lists apparently, so whenever they want
Yeah.
to make their list, we can critique. It'll be probably more to talk about because those lists are gonna be a lot more inconsistent. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
had to come back here. I've been seeing the content. Like, I haven't been in some of the last couple streams. You know, I had to like bring it back. You know, because I bring the best content when I'm streaming with Jonkers. You know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know y'all sick of hearing Spencer and shit. So.
damn, Spencer came back for one video in 5 months, and y'all already sick of him. Like, sheesh.
Spencer getting so much flack. Then he's the captain killing your channel.
People never want to comment, but when Spencer's on, do they want to fucking comment? And now it's commenting time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll end it with that.